Beware. Beware the hardened heart, for it leads to an even harder life. As this story shows, it's a Rosh Hashanah tale written by Shalom Aleichem, the famous 19th century Yiddish author whose tales have inspired Fiddler on the Roof, among other stories. It answers the question we've longed to know from childhood: why did the chicken cross the road? Because it was on strike. When the chickens went on strike, by Shalom Aleichem. This is an abbreviated version of the story. Behave! Papa demanded during the prayer service. And I tried. But my 10-year-old legs, they started to swing back and forth anyway. I ended up accidentally kicking Beryl the Bigwig in the chair in front of me. Be still, Papa grunted. And I tried. But the breeze, it felt so good on my neck, I craned back toward the window too far. And I toppled backward onto the floor with a loud thud. Enough, Papa exclaimed. Wait outside. Outside, softly but growing, then loudly, came a ruckus of clucking and crowing, a frenzy of fowl fleeing the village. It was unusual. So I followed them, the chickens, out of town to an abandoned barn, and through a window I heard a rooster say, "Fellow fowl, you know why we're here." A chant arose: freedom for fowl, rights for roosters, strike, strike, strike. Yes, he said. For each year, Rosh Hashanah, the villagers, they twirl us over their heads, saying prayers to take away their bad deeds. Kaporis, they call it. Well, there will be no more Kaporis. We are on strike. Oh no, I thought. We all do things in our lives that we regret, and me more than most. This is awful, I thought to myself, for I need Kaporis. Soon the village noticed that all the chickens had gone. And on the eve of Rosh Hashanah, when we need them the most, what has happened? The people began to whisper. They're on strike, I said, sheepishly. I didn't know if I should have followed them to the barn. What did you say? Someone called out. The chickens are on strike. They don't like to be used for Kaporis. The villagers were outraged. Well, we'll just go and round them back up. But the chickens, they didn't want to be rounded back up. So they clucked and they pecked. Coats were torn, feathers filled the air, and the villagers, they ran for their lives. The rabbi intervened. He went to the barn. He said, "Why are you on strike? Why do you want to put in to Kaporis? It's painful," the chickens said. "It's undignified." The rabbi said, "Sorry. I did not know. Forgive us. We meant you no harm. But maybe we can hold you more gently, or say our prayers more quickly." "But why do you need us at all?" asked the chickens. "Well, because we always have. And then afterward, we donate the chicken to the poor as a mitzvah, a good deed to start the new year off right." The chicken thought for a moment. At least I think he did. It's hard to tell what a chicken is thinking. "What if," he said, "instead, you twirl a handkerchief over your head that's filled with coins, not chickens, and then donate the coins to the poor as a mitzvah. Brilliant chicken. And so it was agreed, and the chickens came home. Forgiveness, offered and accepted, creates a new day, a new year. It makes room for new life. That is the Rosh Hashanah tale. It is also the core of our Christian faith. Archbishop Desmond Tutu says, without forgiveness, there is no future. Of course, even without forgiveness, there really is still a future. But without forgiveness, that future is filled with a lingering bitterness, an ever-deteriorating peace, a compounding of pain. As past pain is freshly inflicted into the future over and over and over. In Elkheim's story, if there had been no repentance, no offer of forgiveness, no willingness to change, not only would the villagers have to face a future without Kapporis, but a whole new hardship would have been added into their lives. Hunger, greater poverty, and a life with no chickens. And the chickens, you see, they would suffer too. For outside of the city, in the wild, where predators roam free, domesticated chickens, they don't live very long. So Bishop Tutu was right. There is no future, at least no better future, no more blessed future without forgiveness. And yet, that better future through forgiveness is so seldom taken. It just seems so risky. It scares us. It's hard to have faith in it. We fear forgiveness won't create actually a better future. It will only set ourselves up for more pain, more disappointment, or worse, it will give permission for further abuse. But that is a misunderstanding of forgiveness. You see, forgiveness is not something that we give to another. It's something that we do for ourselves, which may in time be a gift to the other. Now that bears repeating. Forgiveness is not something we give to another. It's something we do for ourselves, which then becomes a gift to the other. Forgiveness is letting go of the anger and resentment that we have toward that other who has wronged us. Forgiveness is a self-proclamation that despite what has happened, I am okay, I am beautiful, worthy, magnificent, good. Even if the person who wronged me can't see that or believe that of me. Forgiveness means no longer defining yourself by another's worst act or by your own worst act when it comes to self-forgiveness. And because of that, we are not, and they are not, destined to repeat the past. There's freedom in forgiveness. It is the first step toward a new day, a new life, a new year. That new day and new life may include rebuilding trust, a reconciliation of relationship, but it may not. So often we confuse these things with forgiveness. We think that if we forgive, we have to again trust the other person who has hurt us. Now we might, but we might not. Or we think if we forgive, we must stay in relationship with the other person who has hurt us. Again, we may, but we may not. Depending on what is going on for that other person, that may be dangerous. It may be something that is unwise. We may need to set boundaries around our relationship, around our giving of trust. Forgiveness may lead to that, a rebuilding of trust, relationship restored, and certainly those things cannot occur without forgiveness. But restoring trust and reconciliation should not be confused with forgiveness itself. Forgiveness is about first changing your life, and then having that change others' lives and the world. Now, it's human reflex to withdraw, to pull back, to clench fists and close hearts when pain comes. It's natural. It is a protection from that initial damaging blow. But if we remain clenched and closed in heart and in soul, it no longer keeps the pain out. It locks it in. It makes the posture of pain permanent. Sometimes for generations, as the posture of pain is often handed down generation to generation. But the psalmist warns, do not let your hearts be hardened. Do not let your hearts be hardened. For if it rains on a desperately dry field, hardened by the sun, the rain simply runs off of that field into the ditch and drains away, leaving the seeds in that field unnourished. No beauty grows from such a field. No new life comes. Forgiveness, you see, tills the soil of the soul. It unclenches closed hearts, enough at least, so that when, after hurt, God's refreshing, life-giving Spirit does fall upon us, it can seep back into our lives, creating for us new life, allowing greater dreams and a deeper beauty to take root within us. And when it does, it is a blessing for you, for the world, for everyone. Which is why forgiveness is not a burden. It's a freedom. It's life. May we have the courage to step into it. Amen.